looks like the next best thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a movie camera?
It is. I bought it especially for this occasion.
Did you really? Look at
I
the
did.
size of it. Has Jack seen that yet?
Bill, this is a movie
Yeah, get
camera.
over here.
I'll be darned.
That's the 21st century, right?
Wow.
Here's Holly and Mark.
They're super simple and convenient.
Comes Julie and Jana.
It's just a tiny little digital recorder. So is this the thing now? Okay.
And Dawn. And here comes Dave.
Here I come.
For years, his wife, he goes and he has national, you know what? Crazy going over there on traffic on, I mean, I could do it on a Wednesday and just.
Yeah, that's really what I'm doing. Turn away. I used to live right there, 2nd Street. Right up the square.
Really?
Yeah, for a year and a half, 2 years. Pretty big.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Was this part of the house here, or is that the house down there?
Yes, you can.
Miller's Cottage.
This one here?
Yeah.
The drinking club.
Yes, it is.
That's all.
I used to look at that. I went to it.
Well, it's not here, you can't get to it. There, you have to go on the road and then it comes to like the Redwood Retreat Road a little bit down and then come back in. There's apple trees.
Last weekend we went, on Saturday we went to Japan Center.
Anyway, Frank Schmitt worked for Henry Miller 20 years, I think. Anyway, he cleared all this stuff where they could build the cottage, Miller's College cottage here, and two-story buildings with 12 rooms in each one of them for his guests. The Miller College cottage did not have any cooking facilities in it. The cook's quarters and the kitchen was over here, and the banquet room was up there. A big banquet room. But anyway, another little side story on Grandpa Schmitt. When he moved into the valley, the Gilroy newspaper used to have little society stories in about, you know, so-and-so's got together and for a little gathering, and it was published in the newspaper. And one of the articles was about attendance by Grandpa Schmitt to a little affair, and they had names in there of all the guests. Well, anyway, the paper, when he read it, his name was, you know, it's spelled S-C-H-M-I-T-T. They left the M out. He was a mad Dutchman. He really got mad. The only other time I saw him get a little upset, his 5 grandsons, Bill and myself and my brother and Welburn Mayock and Phil Cooper, had a grape fight one day, and damn near pulled all his grapes off the vine. He got upset about that.
Well, he was going to make wine with them.
The banquet room was right here. But first, a story about here. On about 1932 or 33, the building was still here. All the buildings were still here. And Pa Schmitt had us up with a group of people from Old Gilroy for a picnic, and there was a lot of people around. They, on one of the dormers that faced the Santa Clara Valley, there was 3 or 4 people, and I think Bill and I were in a room, and this dormer window overlooked, and I saw a wire going down to a redwood tree down below, and I made an out loud remark, I wonder what that wire was there for. There was a couple of middle-aged people behind me, and when the man piped up, says the Watsonville High School class of that year had a bunch of the kids come up here at midnight on our graduation day. But before that, the guys that set it up had a wire and had an imitation or a ghost. You know what's gonna happen. And they got all these kids in front of the building, and they let that ghost come out of the window. And the guy who told the story says there was kids running through the rose bush, and it scared all of them. Anyway, so that was around probably 1933. Well, 1936, when Bill and I graduated from high school, what do? We came up here, standing here somewhere was where we stopped. The banquet room was still there, and we got out, and there was 2 girls with us, Evelyn Ross and Grace Wesky, and we had a flashlight that was very dim and you could see, and it was really eerie and scary. And I think we got in the banquet room and shone the light around the room and came back out and got the hell out of here. But your father was right here, right over here. Had to be right here. So anyway, that's a couple of little stories about this place.
How'd you get up here?
The lumber was, the buildings were torn down during World War II. Somebody bought the buildings for lumber. And it's used, and the building that they built out of it is somewhere in the Uvis Valley. I don't know where exactly. But Henry Miller wanted to keep this, going forever. But by that time, he was pretty wealthy, and they also got involved in the society in San Francisco. And of course, living in San Francisco was more pleasant for the women than down here, especially. But he loved this place. He wanted to keep this going, in perpetuity, but didn't work out that way. And it was a long time before they finally sold the last, I think, 7 or 8 acres that they had here. But they had, I don't know how many acres. They must have had 500 or 600 or 1,000 acres up here. I think it was over 1,000 acres. Wow. Miller, of course, owned and all his ranches. He had 14.5 million acres.
That's incredible.
Of land. That's a lot of land. So anyway, if you have any questions, that's about.
Jack, ask you a question. You have to say.
Hey, Jack, so when you and my dad came up here after high school graduation, how the hell did you get up here?
Drove.
But
Drove right to here.
So who's
Was Hecker Pass open then?
Huh?
Was Hecker Pass open then, or did you come the other way?
No, we came up like that.
Okay.
Well, where was the other way that Annie had to take the horse and buggy to go to town?
Yeah, I don't remember. There was, the roads. We came off of Hecker Pass, and there was no county park here yet. I don't think.
Just dirt road, huh?
And we just drove right in.
Model A?
Came down that road that we walked down. That's where we came down. You see that grove of redwood right, just sitting right in that pocket. Because the cook's quarters was right in there. So, before this was all built, he had a tent city. The tents were checkerboard tents. And then they built this. But that was the first involvement of using it as a recreation area. He had one day, he had some cattle buyers up here. His cook was gone for that day, and Grandma Schmitt was ill or couldn't. He wanted to have 2-3 steaks cooked for his guests, and the only available person was my mother. She was 15 years old, and she was very scared about cooking. She'd never done that before for these guests. Henry Miller had 2 or 3 cattle buyers, and anyway, it worked out very well. And Miller congratulated her about doing a fine job. But on these banquets, the whole family pitched in to help the guests, because he'd have big parties up here.
I'll bet, yeah.
So if you got any questions, I might be able to answer them. No questions.
So what year was your graduation?
When Bill and I, 1936.
1936.
Yeah, midnight we came up here. Just good, clean fun.
Yeah.
With Grace Wesky?
From Gilroy?
Yeah,
That's a haul, yeah.
If everybody gets together, I'll take a picture.
Oh,
All right.
It was quite a place. I wish I hadn't forgotten.
Look at here. Look at
They built all this.
He was a hell of a mechanic, I'll tell you that.
Because he was a stonemason.
Oh, okay. They put that on the bag, you know. You see the sidewalk where all the, the roads with houses and, That's right.
okay, so there's steps up to the place on either side? Is that what the deal is?
See the gopher
It looks
sticking his head out of there? It's like,
No.
see?
Oh my God, oh my God. Is that a gopher or a mole?
That's a gopher.
Okay, so we've got gophers too.
Where is it?
Watch
him
it.
pop
Watch
up.
that dark dirt right
This one?
there. See that?
Okay.
See the mound? Watch. He'll stick his head out of there. I think he's.
There. Oh.
See he's coming up.
Oh, you little son of a bitch.
Jack. Where's Jack?
How am I supposed to have?
Get the pellet gun, Jack. He has actually set up in our backyard on the lawn in a chair with his pellet gun, trained at the hole.
Get the gophers.
Yes.
Well, Candy was
I sat-
there with a pitchfork in our backyard. Oh yeah. Yeah, just
Okay,
waiting.
so it runs in the family. Be
Wait.
careful.
Yeah, that's
Just know it's there. Be careful.
Yeah. Good point.
Take my hand if you want to.
Names in a bottle and it's in here somewhere.
Oh, okay.
What did you say, Billy?
I said they put their names in a bottle and put it in the
Foundation.
concrete.
Cool.
So should we start jackhammering it?
Yeah, I want that bottle.
Sure they'd appreciate
This is the hot tub.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an early hot tub.
This is the fountain.
Somebody was told that picture.
view.
Yeah.
It's clear.
I didn't see that one. Nice and warm for an April day, isn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. You could plan this for years on
Yeah, and you wouldn't get a
in
day
April
like
to
this.
be able to end up be coming down in buckets.
Well, we have talked about it for years.
Yeah.
Well, you done good.
Finally.
So, okay. What I'll do is I'll point at the four-way stop before we go
go down, I'll point to where you see the barn, similar to this. That's just falling apart.
Okay.
And,
I bet you that was one wing.
Okay.
I don't do fix very well.
Yeah, neither do I.
It's real nice of you people to come down here and do all this.
23 Skidoo, yeah.
There was a gold mining town out in the hillside just before you get down here in the West Valley. And they built a pipeline 23 miles long to get water from the spring. That's what the 23 Skidoo.
Wow.
Yeah, so what people did in the old days, you know, you can't hardly believe it.
You did what
There
you
was
had
a
to
hell of
do.
a lot of sweat and a lot of,
Yeah.
there was no Mexicans.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we had 2 water systems in the park. It was this one, and then the other one is on Black Hawk Trailhead. Black Hawk. And it's a little bit more, not as beautiful, but similar. But you're gonna need a 4-wheel drive to get down there.
Yeah.
I don't want to take this
No,
nice car.
no.
It's drivable. He can't walk down there.
Yeah.
And
No, this is
This
good.
is the one that
This is
he
the one
that his
that he remembers.
grandfather
Brought him
built.
to. Yeah.
And like I said, this was abandoned. I was told sometime in the 80s. And just actually, we had a series of storms in December. You know,
Right.
we got hit really hard.
Right.
So you can see the power line got smashed.
Oh
The
yeah.
transformers on the ground. And
Yeah.
if you look behind
Oh.
us, you see the big tree that got knocked down in the storm.
Yeah, this one right here.
You
Wow.
can see
Yeah.
the cables.
You can see the cable.
Wow.
Right
That was
there.
for the line.
Wow.
So. And the person who really knows who abandoned this would be Harry Giretti. Because he was up here when they abandoned it, I believe. And then I was also told that there was another, by him, when we came down the road, that first pull out on the right, if you walk up in there, that's where another cistern is that we've abandoned. We just have a snow fencing over it.
Gotcha.
And that's where the tank was to open for the campground. Because the first campground that the park opened was at Tan Oak, which is by the old deer pen
Right.
behind there.
Right.
And then this system served that campground and the rest of the park. And then in the 60s, they built Valley View 1, 2, and 3 campgrounds. And we developed probably the other water system then.
Gotcha.
I mean,
How
now,
many campgrounds are there total?
there's 4 campgrounds, and then we have 6 group areas. So, and we have a total of 117 campsites.
Wow.
So do you keep it pretty busy during the summer
During the
months?
summer, Memorial Day through Labor Day, we are full. Campground's full every weekend,
Wow,
Wow.
that's great.
every Friday and Saturday.
It's
great.
beautiful. It's beautiful down here.
It's nice and cool here today, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gorgeous. Yeah.
And you can, I mean, there's still water flowing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
And
noticed
it's
that.
coming out at a good
Yeah.
rate, so they knew exactly.
What's that?
The water is still flowing out of the. I don't know if you can see the pipe.
See right over here, Jack?
Oh, okay.
There's still water flowing.
There's still a good water flow
You
flowing.
taking pictures of that?
I sure am.
You gotta go over here to see the water. You saw that already, yeah?
I
wouldn't
did, but
drink the water though.
no.
But
That's a pretty good spring.
yeah, it's coming pretty good year round like that.
That's a pretty good spring.
Yeah, it is.
You taking the 24 hours a day, how many gallons?
Yeah.
Candy, you get a picture of that wall over there?
Yeah, I will. I'll get
I got a
I'll
camera,
get
but
close.
you can make regular snapshots out of that.
I'll get my camera out and take a snapshot of it too. Yeah, that's a beautiful wall.
Grandfather took us down here, you know, he was real proud of the whole thing, you know, because it was the first.
So this trail that we're on would take you straight to the Miller House.
Is that,
Yeah.
guess that's the way we
Which is,
came.
you guys probably came that way here.
I guess, yeah, it must have.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I don't remember that long a walk.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and it is a little shorter from here to the Miller House, but
Yeah,
the road
right
is
to the Miller House.
yeah, the Miller House.